My name is Ilara, and I live in Atlanta. My life feels like a song I never knew I could sing. Soft, steady, and full of quiet happiness. Every day carries small melodies, moments that make me smile, and people who make my heart feel full. The most important of them is my husband, Rowan. Rowan is the kind of man who can take a plain piece of wood and turn it into something magical. A table, a chair, a space where families gather, where memories are made. His hands are rough, marked by years of work, but when he holds mine, they feel gentle, safe. We met on a brutally hot Georgia afternoon, the kind where the sun feels like it's melting the road. My old car broke down, steam rising from the hood, and I stood there, frustrated, helpless. Then Rowan appeared. He smiled, cracked a joke about my car's bad attitude, and somehow I laughed. He fixed the car, but without realizing it, he also fixed something in me. 6 summers later, I became his wife, and every day since, I've been proud of that. I've always loved capturing moments, sunsets, reflections in puddles, small things people usually ignore, because to me, those moments mattered. But growing up, I lived in the shadow of my older sister, Seraphine. She was perfect. Top grades, sharp mind, endless confidence. While I stayed quiet, hiding behind my camera, wondering if I would ever matter the same way. It took years, but I built something of my own. I became a wedding photographer, capturing love, freezing happiness in time. Last spring, I opened my own studio in downtown Atlanta, and for the first time in my life, I wasn't in her shadow anymore. Until she walked in, unannounced. Perfect heels clicking across my floor, a smile sharp enough to cut. "Oh, Ilara," she said, looking around. "Still playing with your little camera?" I forced a smile. "It's not a hobby anymore. I just signed a contract with the Grand Peachtree Hotel." For a second, something flickered in her eyes. Then it disappeared. "How cute," she said. "Cassian and I were just talking about real professional standards." She walked around, touching everything, judging everything. And I felt it. That quiet, familiar pressure, like she needed to remind me I was still beneath her. A week later, my phone buzzed. An email. Short, polite, cold. My contract was gone. Canceled. No explanation, no warning, just gone. I called my best friend Naira. We met at a cafe. Her face said everything before she even spoke. "Ilara, it was Seraphine." My heart stopped. "She called them," Naira said hiring you was unprofessional, sent fake photos, made you look like an amateur. My hands started shaking. That's not all. She pushed another photographer, Mira. That's when it hit me. This wasn't jealousy. This was war. That night, I sat alone staring at my empty calendar. Everything I built felt like it was collapsing. Then Rowan walked in. "Hey, sunshine," he said softly. "Why does my favorite artist look so lost?" I told him everything. Every word, every betrayal. He didn't get angry. He didn't panic. He just held my hand and said something simple. "We'll fix this." Then he made one call. Thorn knows people. By the end of the week, everything changed. My contract came back. And not just that, they added more weddings. They had seen my real work, and they loved it. Naira smiled when she told me, "Your sister made a mistake. This industry is small, and people talk." The next day, Mira came to see me, nervous, ashamed. She said, "I didn't know." She showed me everything, the messages, the manipulation. She had been used. I looked at her, and instead of anger, I felt understanding. I hugged her. "We'll both make it," I whispered. That night, Rowan came home smiling. "3 new clients," he said. "Turns out, carpenters know a lot of people." And just like that, everything Seraphine tried to destroy started growing again, stronger. 2 weeks later, the family barbecue arrived. The air smelled like grilled food. But the moment Seraphine arrived, everything changed. Luxury SUV, perfect outfit, perfect attitude. "Oh, Cassian's doing incredible," she announced loudly. "We're thinking about buying a beach house." Then she looked at Rowan. "Oh, you're still working with wood?" The table went silent. Rowan stayed calm. "I love what I do." Thorne spoke up proudly, but Seraphine just rolled her eyes. Later, as she left, her perfect SUV made a horrible sound, grinding, shaking, dead, right there in the driveway. She panicked, yelled, blamed everyone. Rowan calmly offered help. She snapped, "We don't need a carpenter touching our car." We walked away, back to laughter, back to peace. The next morning, Cassian called, tired, defeated. "Can Rowan help?" he asked. At the workshop, the truth came out. The car wasn't just broken, it was falling apart, just like their life. Cassian finally admitted it. No promotion, debt, pressure, reality. Seraphine stood there, speechless. For the first time in her life, she wasn't in control. Rowan fixed the car, quietly, honestly, for half the price. And slowly, everything around her collapsed. Her reputation, her image, her circle. A week later, she came to my house. No designer clothes, no confidence, just silence. "I need a photographer for the hospital gala." I smiled politely. "My schedule is full." Then I added, "Mira is available." She nodded, defeated, and left. That night, we sat in our backyard. Pizza, laughter, friends. Rowan beside me. The city glowing in the distance. We didn't need luxury. We didn't need approval. We had something better. Real love. Real support. Real life. And in the end, that's something no one can sabotage. Because karma doesn't need an invitation. It just shows up.